Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Foundry Reviews. It is I, Sly, and today John, Tony, and Ken are going to be reviewing another episode of Loki. How you guys doing?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Good.
God.
Good, good. We're going to be reviewing the 5th episode.
I love
Journey
Loki.
into Mystery.
I love Loki too, and I get the feeling that Loki loves all of us too because that show just keeps giving back. It's pure entertainment. I love it. It's good. You know, there's a lot of Loki, and there's a lot of love in this episode too.
Praise.
You think Loki's a top or a bottom? Let's start off with the hard-hitting questions about this episode.
All right, so Journey into Mystery, like Tony just said.
Is he a top or a bottom? We'll
What?
figure out by the end.
Tony, what happened? Since you want to talk a lot, you know, you want to talk a lot about top or bottom. Why don't you bring it back? What happened at the bottom of the last episode? What happened? Why don't you do a little recap for us?
Loki got pruned. Owen Wilson got pruned. Everyone's just getting pruned. There was some the timekeepers were robots. Yeah, they got Wizard of Oz. And then Loki woke up on a different planet. And when you get pruned, you don't die. You get sent to basically the recycling bin of your computer.
It's like a purgatory.
Yeah. That's actually that's really good, cool way of putting it.
Yeah, he gets sent to the recycling bin, and then he finds a bunch of other Lokis that have also been sent to this recycling bin.
Yeah, so Loki, he wakes up and he's like, what the fuck's going on here? And it's a bunch of other Lokis, different versions.
Yeah.
Different variants of Lokis. And it's like, what the fuck? So, yeah, out of all of the variants that we saw this episode, you guys, which one was your personal favorite?
Classic Loki.
I liked classic
Which is the same one, yeah.
I liked classic Loki.
Shit hit differently.
He's pretty good.
It was his story that was my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was the only good one, really. One of the only good ones.
Well, if not him, I gotta go. Second favorite would be Alligator
Crocodile,
Loki,
yeah, whichever one it was. Yeah, the gator.
I mean, for sure, dude. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, this was probably one of my favorite episodes, like Sly was saying earlier. That it's full of Easter eggs. If you pay close enough attention, you see a lot of Easter eggs among the show because it's just literally trash of the universe scattered in one central location. It's just this big area. It looks like a giant storm going on. It's giant fields, giant destroyed cities, and collapsed civilization everywhere.
I don't understand how it all like fits. Like when they prune the entire timeline. Like that's gotta be infinite shit, basically.
Well,
that's gotta go
because of
on itself.
The monster thing.
Yeah, they also do I guess
Elias?
it's stuff.
Yeah, Elias is eating the shit, so there's always room
How
for
is there
shit.
ground if Elias always eating shit? Like it seems
maybe it's just stuff
crazy.
like
Holy shit! I thought we said we weren't gonna question how fucking time shit works.
Okay, yeah, that's also a good point there.
But
we saw
it is good to
Elias
that Elias
ate a
has
fucking
managed.
boat later in the episode. You know?
Yeah, it does eat Elias' boat. Yeah.
He eats a fucking
Elias
boat.
does kind of. He's like the janitor.
Yeah,
of
he don't like
recycling
sand,
bin.
that's
He
why he ain't
routinely
eating the
cleans
ground.
things up.
All right. Yeah, we'll keep it there. We'll keep it simple.
You're not supposed to eat garnish.
Shut up, right? No.
But, yeah, so we see that, and they're just they're this huge cloud monster thing that's eating all of this area that they're in,
And
Elias,
look-
and they're running away, and then it cuts back to Sylvie kind of trying to get information from
Out of Ravona.
yeah, and she's like, I don't know, they're both very suspicious of each other, so you're trying to figure out how this is gonna turn out. She seems to be distracting by getting other stuff and oh, I can't get that information. It's we gotta go do this or blah blah blah. But they don't spend too much time at the beginning because then they cut back to them the Lokis running away.
And yeah,
from
Loki
Elias.
pretty much he figures out if I have to survive, I've got to just follow these people around, and he's constantly asking questions. They're like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on?" And they're just "Be quiet, just follow us." And he's in a very unfamiliar place, surrounded by a bunch of shit that he's still wrapping his head around. There's different variants of himself, and I guess it is a very jarring thing to get into. But I just love how in the dark he is with a lot of stuff, because at the same time, we have a lot of questions, and it's being told from his narrative, so we kind of relate to him being confused.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. It's a good way of introducing us to all this because he's also not knowledgeable at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but then they bring him to their Loki base, their Loki hideout.
Yeah, they've got like a secret vault,
Underground.
and right above the secret vault, I was like, that's the Thanos helicopter. There's a tail of a
Yeah.
helicopter, and it said Thanos on there. I was like, holy shit, dude! Like from the classic comic book thing. I was like, that's amazing. That's like the
so
one.
funny.
There's a lot of other ones that you guys saw, but that's the one personal one that I like paid attention to and saw, like the most obvious one. But you guys saw some more obscure stuff, right?
Yeah.
Notable, like.
There's Kang Enterprises building.
Oh
which is
yeah,
like a
that's
Fantastic
that
Four thing.
Citadel fucking thing.
Yeah, we see a lot of other vehicles like the Thanos copter. We see Ronan's Dark Aster ship from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thanos copter. That's funny.
We see a helicarrier from Shield. You know, the one from what was it, Winter Soldier, when they take them all out. We saw that. We even see one of the variants of Mjolnir, the Thor's hammer, and we even see a variant of Thor buried in the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frog Thor.
Yeah.
Fucking
What
Throg.
a life to live in a jar in the dirt.
I know, he's so close to the freaking hammer and he's just stuck in there. Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. So yeah, there's a lot of small of those Easter eggs.
Kinda.
And stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so the
Then-
whole Cole crew is running away from Alioth and like, hey, we don't escape, we just survive. That's what we do. You know, we're scavengers. You know, we're not heroes. We just make by.
Yeah, they're not trying to get out. They're just like trying to stay alive.
Survive.
It makes you wonder if they like age. You know?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Maybe there's someone's not there long enough, and they make it known that like the kid Loki, he's the king of the area and stuff. They refer to him as his king. They're very respectful to him and whatnot.
I don't think they age, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Kid Loki is said to be the one who's been there the longest.
It's technically still be a part of the TVA, and the TVA don't age, you know.
Ravonna says
said
that
it was
this
the
is
end of time.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
end of
everything
time.
like for some
So
reason
time stops.
It may just stagnant,
Well, she
yeah.
said it's still being written, but it's
Oh.
the end. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that because otherwise it'll get confusing.
Well, yeah, we're gonna ask questions. Ooh, yeah, they age. If they don't, they don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah,
really.
but
Doesn't really.
Kid Loki's a badass. though.
Their
He
experience,
killed-
though. Yeah, their
killed Thor
experience.
in his
Kid Loki is pretty underrated.
his
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah, sorry, Ken. What's Kid Loki's backstory? What event did he cause that got him erased from his history?
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious about what else he did, but I mean, he killed Thor in his timeline,
Yeah.
and like overtook Asgard, I would assume, because of that, which is kind of insane. Because he was also a kid when he did it. I mean,
Mm.
obviously they're both not as trained, but like I'd imagine Thor is, already being trained as well at that age. So like the fact that he beat him is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking out here killing siblings,
Yeah.
making
dude,
himself
no
into
mercy
psych
from him.
wards. Yeah, poor kid.
No mercy.
Doesn't
Yeah.
Thor actually reference that in like Ragnarok or something about like?
Oh, how he turns into
remember-
a snake and then he
Yeah, I remember
stabs
when
him.
you turn to that snake and you stab me. Isn't that like the event that actually like unfolded, which
could
caused
be.
him to like, you know what I'm saying? Because he accidentally stabbed him.
It's
That's
not
interesting.
specified. All we know is that
It is something
somehow,
interesting
some
though.
way.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And the other interesting backstory we get is on classic Loki and how he got captured. His really hit home. It was kind of sad.
Very sad indeed.
He manages to live out the exact life that pretty much our Loki did. But
Yep.
when Infinity War happens and Thanos boards the ship escaping Asgard, Loki hides as debris. And
Yeah,
he
illusion
survives.
spell.
Yeah, he pulls like the most batshit illusion. He talks about how a Loki's strongest attributes isn't, their skill with blades and stuff. He's like, it's our magic.
Mhm.
And he fooled Thanos, but he like lived out like the rest of his days alone. And he said he missed Thor. And I was like, God damn, why you gotta do this to me mid-episode, man?
Yeah.
It's so sad. And he's
Well-
like, so I went, and I tried looking for him or something like that, and that's how he got captured or something.
Yeah, they said immediately, like when he tried to take a step
Second, he
off.
went off the planet.
Yeah, second he tried to take a step off the planet, the TVA came and was like, "Hey,
That's
nope."
depressing.
Yeah, it's very sad. Like, he was out here living by himself, not impacting a single person. Then he's like, "I miss my brother," and that's what got him erased from history. Is that he missed his brother? Like that's fucking
Damn.
yeah.
That is sad.
very sad. Yeah, but I like his story the most. I think he's the coolest. The boastful Loki, which he's called, which he was him on the dumber side. He wasn't the brightest crown on the fucking box, but did we get a story from him? I don't think so.
No, he kind of bullshitted his story. I think I can't remember what it was, but
The
they
Gator
called
one
his
even has a
bluff on it.
backstory.
Oh, did he say like killed Thanos or some dumb shit or something like that?
Yeah,
I
he said
reclaimed all
something
the
that's-
stones for myself.
Oh yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
said.
yeah. Alligator Loki does have a backstory, yes, which I think is funny.
What was his
I
backstory?
think he apparently ate the wrong neighbor's cat,
Yeah.
which I think this could be a little possibility. What
The
if
one cat from Captain Marvel.
bingo? What if he
Yeah.
ate the flurkin?
That's
That's
funny.
Yeah.
What if he ate the cat that was eating the space stone?
Wouldn't they
That's
say
fucking
Flurkin
funny.
then?
I mean, yeah, but how much do they know about?
Does Loki
that
know what a
cat was
flurkin is?
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
maybe.
like, they
They're pretty
don't know too
knowledgeable.
much about space, but they do know the realms. I don't know.
Does the
It's an
TVA even
interesting
know what a
thought.
flurkin is?
I would
I
hope
do
so.
find it funny though that a freaking cat did that Loki in though. It's,
Yeah.
He was just hungry.
it's kind of
That's an interesting theory.
But then I think we get their backstories, and then we get a little snippet of whatever. What's the other Loki? The mayor Loki, whatever. President Loki.
President Loki.
President Loki. Yeah.
He's about it. Like it pans to them. It looks like they're about to jump in or whatever. But then we get a cut back. Oh, before this, we skipped over the part where Sylvie and I keep forgetting. her name.
Renslayer.
Renslayer.
They continue their little back and forth, her trying to get information and her actually stalling, and then
Miss
some of the other
Minutes.
TVA agents show up, and they kind of have her like backed into a corner, so to speak, and then she's just like, all right, and she just like offs herself. She just like stabs. She prunes herself. And then that's where it cuts, and we get some more backstory, and then we come back to, we see her waking up, also obviously in this area, and she's also confused, as one would be. So she starts running from, I think, Eliath at that point, because he was catching up, and then I think this is the Toy Story reference that you were talking about. We get, we get Mobius in what looks like a Pizza Planet truck.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
really?
hilarious.
That's
Fucking
amazing.
funny. It does look like a Pizza Planet truck.
And it's
It's
got
just
the
a
little
truck.
hula girl and everything. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even think about
Amazing.
that.
I definitely thought about that, and I was like, I
Does it
mean,
say
that
yo
could
on the
make
back?
sense. Does it say what?
Does it say yo on the back? Like Toyota, how it's like scratched off to say
Oh.
yo?
I don't know. That's a good point, actually. I didn't look.
Maybe.
That's funny. So he picks her up in the Pizza Planet truck, and they drive away from Eliath, and then we don't see where yet at that point, because then we cut back to the Lokis being captured by President Loki, and then they're all betraying each other. I thought that was really funny.
I am the leader.
Because it
I
was-
really enjoyed President Loki because that's a really big callback to a couple years ago of a little comic book series that I was
Yeah.
really dope to be like actually like in the loop at that time and like picking up new issues that were dropping of him like becoming a mayor of New York City and shit. And he was
Oh,
wearing
cool.
it was like a whole series just like called Vote for Loki and shit. It's really interesting. It was pretty cool to see that like, hey, like that's awesome. Like they're using that variant.
Yeah. I thought it was. I also noticed that. I wasn't up on that, but I kind of noticed that reference at least, so that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I
agree.
really like that shit. Yeah, there was like a big thing where it says like believe and it says LIE in there, like it's a big fucking thing. It's like, oh fuck, it's like Loki, classic Loki. Look. Yeah, I put the thing in Discord. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, they're just betraying people, like betraying each other left and right and shit. And classic Loki, the kid Loki, Alligator Loki, of course, and our Loki. They all escaped while everyone's being distracted. There was actually a what do you call it? A projection spell that a classic Loki used of them still being in the room, just I guess fake fighting, I guess, that everyone was focused on while they escaped. When that was pretty cool.
He Luke Skywalkered it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
God, I love the part where everyone just questions Alligator Loki. He's like, "Why is there an alligator?" And he like freaking bites off his hand.
Dude, yeah, that was pretty hilarious.
It was a fun little part there, but then yeah, so we got Mobius and fucking girl Loki, they're in the car, and then the gang there, and Loki's kind of like realizing, he's like, I've got to get through this giant Alioth guy. Like that's what the next objective is. I've got to take down the big fucking cloud, the smoke monster from Lost, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He basically motivates the rest of them to like, yeah, I guess we could do this.
Yeah. To
some degree. Because they all show up and he's like, this is the only option.
We just have to overfeed him.
So they all link up, right? The two groups? Or am I missing anything in between?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and she decides that she's like, I'm going to charm the beast. She decides that she's going to charm the giant smoke monster. Enchanted, thank you.
We do kind of get confirmation that she is two merged characters.
Yeah, what's that?
They kind of confirm that she's Enchantress and Sylvie, like Lady Loki blended together. The Marvel decided to like take those two characters that are separate and put them into her. At one point when she's in the car with Mobius, you see her more of her outfit, which we haven't really gotten too good of a look at it. On her arms, there's a bunch of rings. That's a callback to the Enchantress character from the comics.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that Marvel had their own version of Enchantress. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, so she decides she's going to enchant, what's it called there? Actually, I just now remembered that I remembered from a Marvel animated film of Loki and her actually working together at some point, so that just fucking reminded me. You're totally right, Sly. The green and whatnot, that's really accurate. That's funny. Anyways, so she's like, hey, I've got this plan, like I just need to charm him and enchant him, and everyone's like, is that gonna work? She's like, yeah, totally. And Moby's like, yeah, she's pretty dead set on it. Anyways, let's go.
Yeah, they all like, they're like parting ways. Like Kid Loki gives Loki his dagger, and they all like say goodbyes as if they're never going to see each other again.
Yeah, that was weird. I wasn't really sure what was happening, but it's like, okay, I'm just going to see what happens at a minute. Mobius, like, I got the tin pad. I'll go back to TVA and do something.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love how he gives all the Loki's therapy.
And then
Mobius understands Loki better than anyone else.
Yeah, because isn't Loki like the biggest issue at the
his
TVA?
biggest fan.
Yeah.
But he's like his biggest fan because he's like,
you're DB Cooper, I love you.
Yeah, that was
I
funny.
totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm your biggest fan. So of course he knows about every Loki variant ever.
Yeah. Then the Kid Loki, classic Loki, they go on their way. And then regular Loki and Loki, they're like, all right, let's join hands and let's fucking enchant this thing and just think really hard. And you just see it play out. And this big smoke monster is just like, it's just rumbling towards him. And then classic Loki, and my favorite part of the entire fucking show up to this point, he just fucking creates a holographic, like, hologram projection of Asgard. Right?
Yep, the entire Asgard.
The entire city. And then Alioth becomes distracted and is like, oh, giant city. Like, I want to eat this thing.
Yummy.
Yeah, so he keeps trying to destroy the city, and classic Loki keeps reassembling it by using like all the power, and he's like, it's exhausting him. And what a like fucking just a really cool segment, while like sacrificing himself so that Loki and Loki can try to enchant him. It was a really cool segment, the classic Loki, like just him that was just such a really good part, because I already really liked his character a lot, and him just doing the right thing. It's just something that you would not expect to see from a Loki, because they never get to do the right thing because they're not supposed to.
Yeah,
it's amazing how the character got this full story arc in one episode that he was introduced. It was amazing.
I loved it.
Oh, and can I add, the score for this show, especially this episode, is incredible.
All of them have been pretty
impressive. The whole show for sure is great.
I mean, it just goes with the scenes. There's like a dub of Rise of the Valkyries when he's assembling Asgard, and I was like, what better freaking song to give him? I mean,
I didn't
Jesus
notice that.
Christ.
That's a good point out. That's
Magnificent. Oh
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so the Alioth eventually just overtakes him and just swooshes him, and he's just too powerful. Alioth is, and ends up killing classic Loki, and just nothing left behind besides his helmet with the gigantic horns, which is sad. But hey, our Loki and Loki, they did it. They overtook him and they enchanted him, and there was a giant like little window of cloud that they could walk through, and you see a giant Castlevania fucking castle in the background, like Dracula's castle type of thing. Yeah, which you actually saw an earlier premonition that she saw, but it was just kind of random. It just kind of happened.
yeah, she kind of like touched
a piece of the
Goliath
cloud.
without- yeah, and she like kind of got into its like memories, I guess, rather, or like just saw through it.
Yeah,
it was
which
interesting.
you don't really know what's happening. Like it just looked like a piece of the environment, like at some point.
Yeah.
Of the destroyed area. Yeah, at that point, it's very weird where that happened. But yeah, I really like that part of the show.
Yeah.
I give this
It's very
episode
fun.
a fucking 9, dude.
I gotta give it the 10.
Yeah, I think it's 10 too.
Okay, I'm gonna go 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 10.
Gotta give it the 10. Ken.
on,
Big Daddy.
I mean, a 10's pretty high. I really did like
Peer
it.
pressure.
Yeah, I'll give it a 10.
I'm going back down to 9.
Why, Tony? Why do you think it's a 9?
Did we give the first episode a 10?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
It's not a 10.
I think I kind of like the first episode a lot.
More than this one?
Okay, what about episode 5,
Yeah.
the one we're talking about and reviewing right now?
Well, that's why I'm like, man, if we didn't give that a 10 though, and I like that more than this, then this is probably a 9 for me.
Okay, then that's fair. I can respect that.
Yeah, this is a
But I do like
banging
this episode a lot.
But to me, like, this episode is the pinnacle of the show. So well done. Every character has its own arc. Every story's getting told.
This
The
could have been the
music's phenomenal.
finale.
Yes. They could have just added a few other things, and it could have just been wrapped up. Beautiful.
Yeah, like boo. Okay, well that's episode 5, ladies and gentlemen. That's next one is our finale. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Loki. Next time will be the very finale of the review series of the season, at least. But hey, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave some support down below in the comments, and we'll be in there discussing and answering questions and whatnot, what you guys think about the episode. And we'll see you later on the next one. But until then, bye everybody.
Peace.
Bye.